Alright, welcome back to. Actually, welcome to start of a new anime review series. This is Let This Grieving Soul Retire, an anime that had its first core released last year. They're in core 2 of this now. And I'm watching this, I'm like, it seems eerily similar to another anime that I just watched just like a couple months ago, but I decided to put on hiatus because I didn't like episode 4. Mentioning clans and parties, except he's not a talker. This time he's a hunter. Well, a treasure hunter, mind you. Reminds me a little bit of solo leveling as well. So, going to the backstory of the main character, his name is Kira. I think that's his name here. Kari Audrey. Yeah. Where we see, like, him and his childhood friends, basically, like, and his friends are Lisa Smart, who is basically a thief. We also have Sherry Smart, who is the team's alchemist, Luke Stuttle, the swordsman, Awesome Smart, who is a paladin, Luca Rager, who is basically the magus, yeah, and they kind of explained that they were just friends. They just became a party, but they didn't have a name. They did appoint basically Kara, who actually wanted to retire. He wanted to step away because he was announcing he was going to retire, but apparently they don't listen because that was the thing in the series. Hunters don't listen to people per se for reasons that's not really very clear. It's like you tell them some stuff and they just ignore it. So, despite the fact he wanted to retire, he actually was named the party leader, and when he registers the party, he registers them as the Grieving Souls, with the symbol being a skull, and then we cut the present day, where we see him just walking the ring wearing a cloak, goes to his pub, where he meets a woman, actually standing right behind him, and her name is Ruda Rumbach. Yeah. Where basically they get sort of a argument with a guy named Greg, and then they go inside, and apparently it's basically a recruitment ceremony, at least a recruitment party, where people join this clan known as the Steps, and there are parties inside the clan itself. They do explain the clans in the show are like parties who come together under like one banner. And it turns out, basically, of course, Rue didn't know this. After, and of course, we have this other girl named Tio, who is an apprentice, basically, to Lisa Smart, where she kicks, does a kick, and like, oh, hi, master. Yes. He is the clan master, and he's also in charge of the Grieving Souls party. I'm like, how can he be master of the clan and run basically his own party? And by the way, where the current members are of the party is a complete mystery. Are they dead? Who knows? Also, they're saying, oh yeah, gather this ring, and of course they am destroying the pub anyways. They laugh it off. By the way, there's also this pretty boy named Ark, who's head of his own party to Ark Rudin. Ark Brave. And, of course, also, Tora doesn't like him very much because she refers to him as the fake pretty boy. And it's put on paper like, yeah, no casualties, just the building was destroyed. He, of course, apologized to the Explorers Association, which is led by a guy named Gark. And as apparently he received a punishment. Yes, a punishment. Oh, by the way, they have various levels. And apparently our lead character is a level 8. And his nickname is moniker is Second 1,000 Tricks. Yeah, so they have to go, and there's also a guy named Gilbert who had previously quit his party due to reasons. And so basically they go into this place known as the Wolf's Den, this particular treasure vault, because treasure hunters looking for all these treasures. And it's also mentioned that apparently they try to loot evilly, the subject that he's also borrowing money from one of his friends for reasons. He loves artifacts. So at least gonna hand this guy here. At least he's basically got more emotion to him. At least he's not basically cold-blooded like in the case of the lead character, Notorious Talker. Yes. So Tino basically is sending his assignment and brings along Gilbert, Rihu, and Craig. And then, of course, Tino basically is kind of coerced thanks to using the Silver Hound. And then, of course, recharge it, and of course, try Brad friends of his, and finds out, there was this caravan not that far from the den that he sent a party to that had been completely wiped out by phantoms, which are monsters in the series, which basically are wolves. And he's like, oh no. And then he just gathers a bunch of artifacts. And apparently there's this particular artifact that's illegal in Imperial law for reasons. Then he proceeds... Oh, by the way, also introduced to his assistant Eve, who kind of has to rein him in at the time because she's the Vice Clan leader. So he goes out, and apparently he used one artifact that's good at flying, except there's no brakes with it, and it's called Night Hiker, a relic that is defective. But apparently it's the quickest way to get to her group, because the episode ends with her group being confronted by a giant wolf, ending the episode. A very interesting start to this series. I do gotta admit, basically, of all the anime this year, this one has a pretty good pace, so I'd say the pacing this one is a lot better than a lot of one other anime I came across this year. Yes. Also, this is the first, sub-only series in a little while. I mean, that is bench-watching. You're probably thinking, what was the last one basically this? Believe it or not, Apocalypse Mega Minora. World Conqueror Starts. That was the last one I came across. Excuse me, that was sub-only that I'm not currently reviewing right now. Yeah. But also this show happens to be the 55th series I've checked out this year. Yep. 55. And by the way, this opening core is 13 episodes. And I've heard something also that core 2 might be 11, which I'm like, really? Yeah, and by the name of the episode is today, I Just Want to Go Home. And episode 2 is I Want to Leave with Tino and Take It Easy. Yeah. Also, there's a gag in this series where apparently a lot of favorite characters are in love with him and he was no interest in them at all. Which I'm like, really? Yeah. But we're just barely scratching the series, so that is pretty much a particular video. Please be sure to like, comment, subscribe, to notifications. I will see you all after my stream where I talk about more episodes of the show. Okay, thanks you.